again to Dispatches from the Pharaoh Zone. Tonight we're doing a quick tour of the studio. The new studio. I really wanted to use this external microphone, which is pretty cool. It's a Fifine, which drastically improves the sound quality. And even though I managed to find this awesome USB on the go adapter, it's not functioning, so I need to figure out why it's not functioning. I needed this because this is still Galaxy 7, but it's still a micro USB phone. But I was talking with my robot friend Lupa. Well, he's actually a werewolf, but he's a cyborg werewolf, about quality and how megapixels and bitrate aren't everything, and how cameras, even modern cell phone cameras, even though they're newer, aren't necessarily better, and why low light on cell phones sucks so much. And it's primarily because of the sensor size. The sensor, the actual thing that picks up the light, detects the light in your camera, is usually pretty small, on the order of millimeters. Whereas the sensor in an SLR or DSLR is usually like an inch, around an inch, more or less. Or on large format cameras, the film is like the size of the camera, which is why they're so much better. Especially for low light situations where every photon literally counts. In a bright light situation, you might have more photons than you need, and you can discard some of them. It might be so bright that you can't get a good signal because there's so much light coming in, you can't differentiate between the dark and the light. But in the dark, it's obviously much different. Forgot to close my door. I'm obviously wearing this for white balance. That's what I say. Anyways. So I'm looking at getting a Leica Leitz Phone 1 for a lot of reasons. It's 5,000 milliamp hour battery. It looks like it's made to last. You can stand it up on end. It has a snap-on lens cover, which means the lens probably isn't all scratched to shit. Which is amazing that most phones are even usable, honestly. Putting them in and out of your dirty pocket all the time. Like, photographers would never do that with a lens. You never put it anywhere without lens caps on both ends, Let alone in your dirty, filthy pocket. Jesus, what are you, Neanderthal? So, no disrespect to Neanderthals. Where was I going with this? Yeah. Quality. And megapixels aren't everything. Bitrate aren't everything. Technology isn't everything. You need to know what you're actually doing and how everything affects everything else, because everything is connected. So, some of the things that I've done are, for instance, I have a stand. It's not shaky because I have a nice stand. Well, now it's shaky. I have a nice microphone, which I can't use, but why is the zoom on? Why is the zoom higher? There we go. The zoom is lower now. Here's a little look around at some things. This is actually an AI drawing, which I had enlarged. Why does it still not look like shit though? Because I upsampled it with an AI so that it was of relatively good quality before I had it printed. And I had it printed the place I had it printed at wasn't super great, but it's also not super high detail. But this is the other big reason. Oh, hey, I see it has automatic exposure compensation. This is pretty neat. This is actually meant for ceilings, but it's adjustable wattage and it's adjustable color temperature. Which one did I decide looked the best? This. And it makes sure that you have all the photons you need, because as you can see, if we go somewhere where there's not many photons, like here, I can see this. I can see a garage, I can see a house, I can see into someone's yard, I can see plants, I can see garbage cans, I can see all sorts of stuff that you can't see, because my eyes are more sensitive. So, ha 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 ha. This looks like a giant bud, doesn't it? Anyways, it's a giant evergreen tree, but it is really tall. It's like 30 feet tall. I was like, holy shit, how long did that take to grow? Anyways, so this is our intro and checking like the white balance. These walls are off-white, so they should look off-white. This is white. Show it looks white. Should look white. It does. The pillow is white. It looks white. Good. Alright, we're ready to go with the exception of, very disappointing exception of this. And the zoom keeps automatically turning itself on. I'm not sure why. Wish I could automatically turn myself on like I used to be able to. Alright, let's go.